Gotcha.
Okay, just gonna arrange my hair because I gotta be pretty. Okay. I gotta be pretty. Guys, today I have a very special guest. His name's Tony. Tony, how's it going?
Good, Jay. How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
It's hard to get Tony out here. It's been a while since we've been able to reconnect. Tony and I actually met at a prop convention. Now, if you guys don't know what that is, if you're a cosplayer or a movie buff or something like that, props are the things that are in the background of movies or sometimes in anime or anything that you like. And they can be guns, they can be helmets, they can be, any sort of props that are actually in the movie or in the TV show. So Tony and I, we were actually there. We were invited to be there and showcase some of the things that we actually, in my case, I didn't build anything, but I had a very unique prop, which they really wanted to showcase. And Tony had some really amazing stuff that he was showcasing. And when I saw this stuff, I had to walk over to his table. So, Tony, you know what? Why don't we just start off? What was it at your table that got me to come over?
Well, I had some helmet, some Macross Robotech helmet. One of it was sort of a commission piece. It was a Hikaru or a Rick Hunter helmet.
Rick Hunter, that's right.
We could quickly show it to everybody right now, if anything.
It was this helmet right here, guys. This is amazing. We're going to get some close-up shots of this, but oh my god, when I saw this helmet in particular, I was just blown away. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my god, they made one of these things? So I had to walk over to Tony's table, and I said, where did you buy that? And he's like, no, I didn't buy that. I had a commission. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a prop expo. Of course you're going to have something like this. This is freaking amazing. I was so impressed by this. I was just blown away. But he had some other really cool things. Yep. We'll just put that back down.
Sure, sounds good.
And some of it were purchased items.
Yep.
Like you also had, if I'm not mistaken, they were the helmets from the movies.
Yep.
Actually, the Macross movies.
The Macross movie.
Yeah.
Yep. There was the Roy Fokker. There was the Roy Fokker. Sorry. There was the Max Sterling, and there was also the Hikaru helmet made by Yamato or Arcade.
We don't have those today, but I can show some pictures from the actual show that we were at together. But one item which my viewers know about me, really caught my attention, and it stood about almost 6 feet tall, right?
It was 6 feet tall.
And what was that?
It was a Grandizer. It was a Grandizer statue. That's right. Yeah.
Oh my god! When I saw that just sitting there, no, not sitting, standing.
Yeah,
it was literally a 6 foot tall Grandizer.
Yep.
And I remember just walking over and just being like that. I was like in total awe. But you had something else on the table that was related to Grandizer.
Yep.
Right.
There was the soul of Chogokin. There was that there. I had it on display, and what was the other one?
You had an extra head.
Oh yeah, there was a bus. There was the Grandizer bus. Sorry about that. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. So basically, I knew that the two of us had to connect, right? And today, considering that this video is all about Robotech, I thought it would be a great chance for Tony and I to reconnect and talk a little bit about his collection and what it is that you decided to get into Robotech and why it is that you love this cartoon so much.
Yeah.
So, first of all, let's talk a little bit about your experience with Robotech. When did you first start watching Robotech?
I first started watching Robotech back in the 80s. I believe it was the mid-80s when it was on a network television. That was in Canada, both in Canada and the United States.
Was it WTV?
I believe
Buffalo
it was.
29, right?
I believe it was, yeah, that's right. It was on every week. They had one episode on every week. They had the entire series, the Robotech or the Macross series, and then after that ended, they moved on to the Southern Cross, and then eventually to Mospeada. But it was all under the same Robotech banner.
That's right. So just to recap, the Robotech series was actually created by Harmony Gold.
That's right.
Right, and I believe Carl Maek, he was the producer of the series, and what he did was, I'm just doing some paraphrasing and some summary here. Robotech did not make, Macross by itself, which was the first start of Robotech. We actually have some of the videotapes right here, the first season. The first season of Robotech, Macross, did not make the minimum 72 episode canon for a, a recurring series. So back in the 1980s, what used to happen is cartoons had to be part of a syndicated series so that channels could actually buy and continually recycle them over the course of a season. So it was more of an investment when they were purchasing the series. Robotech, unfortunately, did not make the minimum 72 episode requirement for a syndication.
That's right.
So what they ended up doing was they took 3 different series. They took Macross, which is the first season. They took Seven Cross, which ended up being the second season, and then they took Mospeda.
Yep.
Right? 3 different Japanese animated anime, and then brought them over, combined them into a new story.
Yep.
Right? And developed that into an ongoing series to be able to make the minimum 72 episode run. This is ridiculous. I mean, it's a ridiculous idea. But you know what? Back in the day, I mean, Voltron wasn't originally Voltron.
No.
Voltron was a series called Go Lion.
That's right.
So it's very similar in that sense, right? Basically, the New World Entertainment, they basically came in, they saw an amazing series, they rewrote the series to actually fit the canon of an American type of series,
That's
and then they just rolled with it.
Yep.
And what ended up happening was, instead of, unlike Robotech, where they took 3 different series and actually made, combined them to one, they bought the original run, which I think was 60 episodes or whatever, and then they actually animated additional episodes in Voltron to complete their series.
Right.
Right? So, having said that though, what happened? Because Johnny has told us that he was flipping through TV Guide to find out about Robotech. Right? TV Guide wasn't so big a thing here in Canada. I think. How did you discover Robotech?
Just flipping through the channel, and it just caught my eye. It just caught my attention. Something that was different. The appearance, the theme, as opposed to the traditional Saturday morning cartoon, like a Superman, Batman. It just looked different. It felt different. It felt different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you know at the time that it was Japanese?
Yes, I did.
You did?
I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know it was
different.
Japanese. I knew it was dubbed, and it wasn't the original.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As a kid, I had no idea. For me, just like you, I was just flipping channels. I never looked at the TV Guide. My parents didn't. My parents didn't subscribe to TV Guide. I think once in a while on Sunday, on the Sunday Sun. So we have a newspaper here called the Sun. They would provide a weekly TV guide, but it wasn't really a TV guide. It was their own program kind of thing. And I used to flip through that because once in a while they would have a cartoon on the front cover.
Yep.
But Robotech never got on the cover of that. I was just flipping channels, like I said, with the old clicker. I used to right. That was like I would reach channel because the way clickers work, it would have 24 channels, and then what happens is when you got to 24, there would be another symbol which would be like an infinite symbol, and then you have to go to the next dial underneath, and there will be another 200 channels or something like that. I literally was like clicking. So that was me. What happened when you first saw the show? Like, what did it do? Like, was it different for you? Did you really enjoy it? Like, what?
Because it wasn't an individual story week by week. There was a continuous thread in the storyline. It kept me engaged. It kept me, coming back every week to know exactly what's going on with the characters and how the story would continue. Yeah.
So it was a linear progression.
That's right.
That's right. Instead of like at the time was Scooby Doo or any of the other cartoons at the time, it would literally be just one episode.
It would be one episode.
They would start the episode with some sort of dilemma, and then move on.
Finished.
And then at the end, it was finished.
That's right. Next week it'll be another episode, new storyline, and everything.
It was very episodic.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Whereas Robotech was very linear, and it actually had a progression.
That's right. That's right.
So what started you collecting Robotech then? Like why? Like it must have made an impact on you to actually have done that.
The designs, the characters, the robots, the mechs, the Valkyries, the mechanical transformation. That really drew me to the show.
Absolutely.
That's what I loved the most.
That's right. But at the time, I mean, today we have a lot of opportunities for like retro collecting.
Yeah.
What was there at the time? Like what could you collect at the time?
It was very limited. I mean, there were some art books. There was some VHS, some old VHS tapes. The CD didn't come until probably a decade after the series had gone off the air. So this is the music CD for Robotech. I believe there was some model kits made by Revell. It wasn't imported from Japan, and those it wasn't as good as the ones made in Japan. It was very little. Right? That's right.
Probably that is to do with the fact that it was aimed towards kids, and at the time nobody really thought of cartoons as being collectible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I notice you have a book here, right. And I find this hilarious and actually quite fitting because this book, if you want to hold it up,
yep, sure.
This was what, if you want to explain what this is.
This is just an art book. It showed all the characters and the mechs in the series. I believe it came out back in the 80s. It was.
When did you pick this up?
I think it was the early 90s.
The early 90s.
Yeah.
I find it really amazing that you have this book because Johnny Millennium, who's a supporter of the channel and actually should be on this episode, he has, if I'm not mistaken, the exact same book.
Yeah.
And it really does harken to the idea that Robotech fans are exactly that. They're all in it for the same idea, and they all loved it for the same reasons. This is a gorgeous book, by the way. I don't know if, we'll try to get through it.
Yep.
It's funny because Johnny was talking about how this was his first introduction into really diving, a deep dive into the series, because it has some bios and talks about all the different people, and it actually sort of unifies the series as a whole.
Yep.
Because if you actually only watched the Macross series, you could be done with it. You know what I mean? It was a complete story.
Yep.
But Harmony Gold had talked about, unifying the series because they needed, again, as I said, additional episodes to complete it. So then you have, your Southern Cross, you have your Mospeada, right? And these are the things that needed to be explained. And, this book, right, really helped to tell that tale, I think. And the beautiful thing about that is, and I'm not sure if this affected you at all, but Johnny talked about how right at the end, it actually shows other anime which had been translated and talked about Japanese animation right here in the back of the book. They have Captain Harlock here, they have Yamato, they have Force 5, Grendizer. Oh my god, Grendizer's in here. Right? They have everything that you needed. So this was a huge book. I wish I had found this book when I was back then. I would have been so thrilled about that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And again, it just showcases the idea that real fans were able to find, these types of things. Like you and Johnny were able to find it. Let's talk about this this amazing collection of videotapes you have here. So, what are these exactly?
This is the entire series, the VHS series of the Macross Robotech.
So the first season.
18 volumes.
That's amazing.
That's right.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
They're pristine too. They're still in a shrink wrapped form.
They have been opened though.
Yeah, you've opened them, but that just adds to the charm, right? Because oh my god, these things are literally pristine. You can actually see the FHE logo. Oh guys, I talk about FHE a lot. I love FHE. Family Home Entertainment, great stuff, right? And these are pristine. I don't think you'll ever find a better collection than this. This is beautiful. I'm collecting videotapes again. I think that, we really do have to have an archive of these things because these videotapes, we can have digital media all day long. But, we're going to forget about these. We're going to forget about the fact that media came in tapes. And we should remember these things. They really are just a time capsule, if you will.
That's right.
And it's always funny. You show one of these things to a new kid today, he's like, what the heck is that? And, for us, we chuckle at that. But, it really is something, in my opinion, to be cherished.
Yep.
So, when did you collect these?
Oh, back in the 90s, I'm thinking. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And FHE, right, these are all shrink wrapped, so this must have cost you a pretty penny.
Oh, yeah. It cost me a fortune back then in the day.
Yeah. Today, I would imagine it's also still, as collectible as they are. There is one tape here, which I know what it is, right? But why don't you talk us through this one here?
Okay. This is the continuing sort of like finale for the Robotech series. And I think at the very end, there was a marriage between Rick Hunter and Lisa.
And Lisa, really?
Right, yeah.
They finally got married in the... So this is the Sentinel. This is the Sentinels. This is Robotech 2. It was supposed to be an ongoing series, right? It was supposed to be more than just, what was it, 4 or 5 episodes?
I think so. I think it should have been like 3 or 4 episodes. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to lead into another 24 episode series or something like that, right?
Yeah.
It never got that far.
No, it never got that far.
I believe the animation was done by Toei or one of those other studios back in the day, commissioned by Harmony Gold, right. And this one in particular, Streamline Pictures, who was Carl Mayek's company later down the road. But again, I don't think it had enough traction
Yeah.
to continue after about 3 or 4 episodes. And as cheap as Japanese animation was at the time,
Yeah.
in the 80s and 90s, it soon became, the sales just did not cover the idea that, no channel, no syndication wanted to pick it up, and I
Yeah.
think that was the problem.
I think it was
So-
direct to video too.
Well, this one had to have gone direct to video. I think they were pitching, if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, but I believe that they were pitching it around. I believe they were trying to get any sort of channel to actually purchase the full 24 or 72 episode series, but it never actually got that far. And I believe they actually compromised and ended it off with the marriage, and that was pretty much it for that, right? They just had a bookend on it, and that was pretty much it.
Yep.
So amazing stuff to be able to see all this so many years later. Also, I see something else here, though, which really catches my eye. Now, it's funny how things come and go, right? Robotech in itself is a great example of a series where everyone loves to remember it.
Yeah.
But, the original companies that brought it over, Harmony Gold's still around,
Yeah,
right?
it is still around.
And we have a little bit of trivia about that. But in terms of like the rights to Robotech and things like that, they still own it, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
they do.
Right? And we have a bit of a situation there. But I think it was in the early 2000s that this little gem came out. Would you like to take us through this?
Yeah, sure. This is the DVD collection of the original Macross series. I believe it's subtitled. And it was released, it wasn't distributed in North America. So you had to have known somebody to import it for you.
That's right. But this one actually this actually is a North America. So Tony might not actually be aware of this a little bit, but this actually is a U.S. released and U.S. distributed set of Macross. But it's this is the Macross series. This isn't Robotech. This is
Macross. Yeah.
So this is actually Macross.
Yep.
Now this is actually the second reprinting of the Macross series in North America. This one was released by the company, and I'll just bring this out here.
It's right here down the bottom.
It's A-Division.
Yep.
So for anime fans, they're going to recognize A-Division as the distributor. It still has the Harmony Gold badge, which signifies that Harmony Gold was the one who actually owns the rights in North America for Macross. And that we're going to get into in a second. This actually is the second reprinting of the series. The first printing of this was actually done by Animego back in the late 90s, early 2000s. They actually went through the trouble of remastering the entire thing. Now, this was before remastering became a thing.
That's right.
And they actually went through, took all the original plates and remastered it to a certain degree.
Yep.
Unfortunately, their license ran out pretty quickly with Harmony Gold. And, actually, there was a dispute going on at the time. So really quick lesson here. What Animego did was they actually circumvented Harmony Gold. They actually went directly to the owners of Macross,
Right.
and they decided to license the Macross Anniversary Edition, and that's how they got away with it at the time. Then what happened was, but they only had I think it was a 4 or 5 year license. I think that they could only distribute it for that long.
Right.
As soon as that license expired, A-Division, who was a huge distributor of anime at the time, they swooped in, spoke with Harmony Gold to get the direct license here in North America, and actually worked out a deal with them. And that's where this collection actually comes from.
Gotcha.
So, this is the entire box set. Wow, this is incredible. I haven't seen one of these in ages. And the artwork is just incredible. You have some original artwork that, funnily enough, comes from this collection, if I'm not mistaken. Probably also some other ones, but I actually have the Macross Perfect Collection here in the background, if anybody. This is another one, and both Tony and I share this. Not share it. He's got his own. I've got mine. But a lot of the artwork that's in this book is actually showcased here. In some of the original artwork, we have a Valkyrie here on the front, fully loaded with complete armaments. We have a Zentradi warrior here in the back, which is taking down one of the robotic Valkyries right here with his own gun. He obviously ran out of ammo. It's amazing stuff. And then we have one of the pods, which attack pods, which again, beautiful stuff. And this is probably on attack just after they warped from Macross Island. Again, beautiful, beautiful stuff. And of course, you can actually see the labeling. It says Macross, the actual Macross logo. Great stuff. So when did you get that?
I got this probably in the mid-90s or late 90s, I'm thinking, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah. So
How much? If you don't, do you remember how much it cost? Because I remember it was pretty expensive.
Like $25 per DVD.
That's crazy.
So when you bought the first volume, it came with a slipcase. But then after they didn't release it all together.
Yeah,
they released it individually.
I remember.
I can't remember the period of time it came out, but then you had to buy them individually to fill up your slipcase.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
So basically it would the very first volume it would come like this.
Yep, that's right.
And then each additional every few months, right? The volume 2 would come out.
That's right.
Then volume 3.
Yep.
And you know what? I should show some of this artwork. Then this gorgeous artwork here. Volume 4, which has not been opened.
Hasn't been opened.
Right? Oh, okay, here they are.
It's got the sticker price on it.
You were paying about discounted price.
Yep.
You were paying about $26.95 from a discount of $41.99.
Yeah.
Yes, guys, anime was super expensive back in the day. So everybody out there, you should be grateful that it streams more or less for $6 online these days. My gosh, you paid full price for this one.
I paid full price for that one.
Right, and that's actually the iconic cover right there.
Yep.
Oh, that's beautiful, right? But yeah, oh my God, like crazy. $27.95. You got that one for steal, right? And then this one here, just beautiful stuff. Wow, yep. You know this. I believe this set does go for a pretty penny online right now.
Yep,
that's incredible. And you know what? So one more time though. See, I look at something like this, right? And this was commissioned, right?
That was commissioned.
I mean, this is not something you can buy, and like you can't buy one of these things. But the craftsmanship itself is so well done. Yep. It's got it's got the plexiglass visor here.
Yep.
You can tell, and we'll do some close-ups. But this is foam padding in here, like UVA foam.
That's
right. So basically, whoever put this together, right? They took their time. These are wood pieces here. I think, if I'm not mistaken, these are also.
I think this is resin cast.
I think it's resin. Yeah, there you go. That's right. That's how they got the curve on it, right?
Yep.
And if you from this shot on a camera, you're probably saying, "Wow, that thing's immaculate," right? But if you really look closer to the details, you can see where the paint lines are. You can see the attention and detail and care. And I love this portion here where it actually cuts in.
Yep.
Actually, like that's beautiful.
With ventilation.
Right? It's just incredible. Yeah. Right? But the best thing about this,
Yeah.
The best thing about this, guys, is that it's perfect for someone with a big head like mine. Like that's just seriously, like, come on. That's amazing. And first time I put this on, I literally felt like Rick Hunter. I was just blown away. I was just blown away.
Awesome.
This thing brings back so many great memories, and you know what? What's really amazing, and I think Johnny can also attest to this, is this style of helmet. It's actually been attributed to more merchandise. Like other than the Yamato helmets that you were collecting.
Yep.
Today, if I'm not mistaken, and I think Johnny can confer with this. They're actually releasing biker helmets, which have a similar look to this.
That's right.
Right.
Yep.
And you can actually buy fully licensed and fully protective helmet gear like this, right?
Yep.
But they're all inspired by Macross.
That's right.
And that's incredible. It comes full circle. You know what I mean? So. We don't have the example here today. Maybe one day, Tony and I will get together again. We'll showcase the other one. But the Yamato ones are much bigger than this. If I remember,
like, they were bigger. Yeah,
they were ridiculous. They were like Zentradi size. I mean, like they literally could not fit on your head. Were there different sizes of that helmet? Could you buy? No,
it just came one size
all. Right? Yeah. Yeah, and there's this misconception that Japanese people are very small, but the reality is that the size of that helmet was just insane. It was like if you see Rick's helmet here, or Hikaru's helmet, if you will, the Yamato movie versions, because they were from the movie Macross. I think the visor came all the way up to here. It was like ridiculous, right?
That's right.
It was crazy. But you know what? This is what I'm talking about, though. So So now I gotta ask, what possessed you to get this commission? Like you must have a real love for Robotech, if that's.
I did. Back in the day, I really wanted merchandise from Robotech or Macross, and there was just really very limited merchandise to be found, right? So.
What were you, other than this, what were you able to collect? Was there anything else than the videotapes and this book?
No, it was just the guide, it was the CD, the helmet, basically some model kits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember there were a few toys, but they were so hard to find. I think they were like, if you could find them at here, we had Wilco, but if you could find them at like a Walmart or a Target or, do you remember Towers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
right.
mean, like, I don't ever remember seeing even one Robotech toy in Towers.
No.
I don't remember ever seeing one of those.
I don't remember
Whenever I went to Wilco, I never remember seeing any Robotech stuff like that. And the funny thing is, and this is what really gets me. Sorry guys, if you're wondering what that noise is, it's the chair. But see, last year I was able to pick up this set.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was able to pick up this set. And again, it's by Harmony Gold.
Okay.
Right? And it's by Toynami.
Right.
As far as I know, because we never had these here in North America, these are probably the only figures that I've been able to find, locally.
Yep.
Now, I believe they did have some. I think these actually are re-releases, if I'm not mistaken. I'm probably wrong, but I believe that there were some toys back in the '80s. But again, damned if I could find them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like it's really hard.
Yeah.
But these are gorgeous. Have you ever seen these ones?
No, I have not seen
Yeah.
that
Well,
one.
you know what? Let's go ahead.
It's beautiful.
Let's take them out. Yeah. So that.
Nice.
That's Roy.
Yep, that's Roy right there.
And it says Roy Fokker right there. So
Right.
Folker, sorry. And again, these are all Harmony Gold licensed.
Very nice.
Yeah, this was beautiful. That's Mira.
Yep, that's Mira. Yeah. So they came out with a Max Sterling, a Rick Hunter.
Yeah, I have them all. This is the entire collection.
Oh, that's the entire collection.
So
Nice.
I'll pull each and every one of them. Might as well do it now, right?
Yep.
So this one is
That's Max Sterling.
This one's Max.
Yep. It's got the removable helmet.
Yeah,
Yep.
they all have their helmets except for one, and we'll get to her in a second. So there you go. That's Max.
Very nice. Yeah.
And then this is the only one without a helmet. This one's Min Mei.
Yep.
Lin Min Mei.
So you basically got the entire set.
Oh yeah, it was. They were selling it as a collection.
Yep.
And then of course, the man of the hour,
There you go.
Rick Hunter.
The same helmet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff.
It is. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Again, I was very lucky to be able to get a set like this. If I'd known, I should have gotten you a set. Now that I think about it, if there's an opportunity to get another one of these for you this year, I'll pick one up.
Oh, hey, thanks.
Yeah, so we'll get one of those. Yeah, I was, when I was a kid, I was hoping to get something like this, right, where you collect some of the characters and stuff, but it never came out. It was just one of those things. It's unfortunate. I think that and anyone who has toys now is really lucky. I think they're very collectible, and I think that collectors are looking for them, and it's one of those things. But what is it about Robotech that wanted you to when you saw how did you find out about the Yamato helmets? Like, what was that about?
Well, the Yamato helmets I found online. That's how I found a lot of the merchandise. Back in the 90s, mid 90s, late 90s, that type of thing. Just searching online, Googling, and finding what's out there.
It's amazing because the internet really has bridged the gap of what we can do with collectible stuff.
That's right.
One of the things that we sort of touched on it, but one of the reasons why, in my opinion, we actually didn't get a lot of stuff is, for whatever reason, Harmony Gold themselves didn't do a lot of licensing.
No.
I don't think. But now, this also gives us an issue, because today there's still some sort of rights issues in terms of like importing or even just distributing Macross or even Cybercross or even Mospeada.
That's right.
Properties, right?
Yep.
You know a little bit about this. What's your take on this?
Well, back in the day, Harmony Gold blocked access, distribution rights to a lot of the licensing products of Macross itself.
That's crazy. Why would they do that?
Yeah.
It's just strange.
Even to this day.
Yeah.
It wasn't just in North America. I believe it was extended out to Europe as well.
Really?
Yep.
But you'd think that they would at least sell the license.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At least give us collectors a chance to purchase some stuff. And that's what led you and other collectors to go online and search out these things, right?
That's right.
So when you found out about the Yamato helmets, what did you do?
I ordered them online, basically.
Now, that's difficult back in the day. It's not like today, where we have Amazon and we have Big Bad Toy Store and all these other avenues to actually get imported stuff.
That's right.
How did you do it? Like, did you have somebody who you knew in Japan? Or
No, you had to go directly to the retail stores.
Really?
basically. Yeah.
So you contacted somebody in Japan or,
Yep,
or
I contacted
China,
somebody
or?
in Japan. Yeah.
Really?
So it was directly shipped from Japan.
Now you don't speak Japanese.
No,
though,
I don't speak
right?
Japanese.
So he
No.
was nice enough to actually
Yep, that's right.
sort of figure it out with it. Wow, that's
Yeah,
incredible.
I know.
And this is all the way back in the late 90s, early 2000s,
Yeah,
right?
it was.
Holy
It
cow.
would have been, yeah, early 2000s. I believe, for the Yamato
email
helmets.
was just a thing. Did you like? How did you communicate? What was it? Email?
It was email.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's a risky business, though.
It is.
It's not like eBay today or Amazon where they have these guarantees, right?
Yeah,
You're
that's right.
literally going blind.
Yeah.
Sending $300 to a guy you've never met.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And hoping for the best.
Yeah.
And then you don't even know, because I know I've received packaging and things have just gotten like destroyed.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Right.
Like how was it when you received it? Was the box damaged? or
Yeah.
something?
No, it wasn't damaged at all. It came in perfect condition.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was packaged, with bubble wrap and whatnot. So.
But I think Japanese distributors are very meticulous that way.
Yeah.
Right. But today, even with I've had packages from reputable distributors. Like I'm not going to name any names today, but they've come with like damaged packaging, all this kind of stuff, and they're here in like USA,
Yeah, it's
Canada.
horrible. You hear horror
right?
stories. Yeah.
And for something like that to come all the way from Japan,
Yeah.
back in the 90s and 2000s, and actually show up at your door,
Yep.
intact.
Yep.
You must have been like off the wall.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you have two.
I have 3.
You have 3. You have
I
all
helmets.
3.
I have all 3 helmets.
Oh man.
That's right.
Holy cow, Tony! I remember seeing 2 of them at the event we were at.
That's right.
So you have Rick's,
I have
you have-
Max. And
Max,
Roy.
and you have Royce.
That's right.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. But they're very different from the television series. They're much more oversized. They're huge.
Yep. They're basically more for display.
Exactly. Did they sell a suit? I don't know if they sold a.
They sold the suit with the shoulder.
They did have a jumper suit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They sold that as well.
That was too much, eh?
Yeah, it was too much. Exactly.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. Your journey is one that inspires me. Was there anything else you collected over the years, or like, I know you have a little bit of stuff here, but
I collected some Grandizer, some Gotchman.
But okay, so about that. So I know for a fact there aren't like I've never seen any of the helmets officially distributed. Like those were also commissions that you made, right?
That's right.
So I remember seeing a lot of those. But I was actually more referring to specifically Robotech. Was there anything or Macross or Southern Cross or
No,
Mospeada?
I never collected Southern Cross or Mospeada. Yeah.
Some of the things like today, actually, it's funny because, as you said, they block most of the licenses.
Yep.
But I think today there's some sort of leniency on certain things because on Big Bad Toy Store you can actually find some Mospeada transformable bikes and some really, really interesting stuff. So today, again, it's been so long, right? And there seems to be some leeway in terms of like the licensing. So we are very fortunate today to be able to have collectible items like this and like I said, the stuff that's on Big Bad Toy Store and. You actually have a masterpiece something, and one of these days we're going to get to that. I just don't want to spoil that, but I would love to be able to take a look at that. But what is in closing though, Tony? What is it that Robotech represents to you? Like, how about this? It's been oh my god, what is it? It's been like almost 30 years. It's a pretty long-winded series. It's been around for, but it still resonates today. I mean, people are still talking about Robotech.
Yep.
When Macross Plus first came out, I remember just having flashbacks, and I remember going back to the rental store and picking up all the tapes again.
Right.
I remember doing all that. What is it? What do you think it is that Robotech? Why is it still relevant today? Like what's about it? Like,
I think it was basically for the storyline, the theme. The characters, the mecha designs. I think that's what people fell in love with when they watched the series.
I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I think that definitely it was definitely different.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like after the Robotech series, with Southern Cross and everything, they started talking about, if you actually want to go as far back as that, they talked a little bit about transsexuality. They talked a little bit about, they touched on perhaps, not transsexuality so much, but more like transvestites for sure, right? You know, I can't remember his name, but the singer on stage who was posing as he was singing as he was a guy, but he was singing as a woman.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like they had those types of forward thinking kind of attitudes, and this was a kids show.
Yeah,
right.
That's right.
And I think that's really what resonates to a lot of people who were watching it at the time. I think you're absolutely right. Tony, thank you so much for being here today, and thank you for bringing this great collection with you. I'm hoping that we can see some of the rest of your collection.
Absolutely.
I'm a huge Grandizer and Force 5 fan. I would love to see some more of your great stuff. And if you will have us, guys. Absolutely. I'd like to thank Tony for being here today, and thank everybody who helped to make this video possible. And guys, check out Robotech any way you can. It really is one of the hallmarks of 80s cartoons, and one of the things which obviously a lot of us grew up on, and we really just can't let it go. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you'd like to support the channel, please see the link in the description below. I've got more videos on the way, and we'll see you at the next one. Geek Proud.